Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Matt, and today I have a couple of quick tips for you on learning to read in a foreign language. Let's get started. So, learning to read is super important in learning a language, and not only that, it's just really a great way to learn new vocabulary words, notice and pick up grammatical structures, and just work on your reading comprehension in general. It's also a lot more fun than some of the other methods out there, whether that's flashcards or just memorizing vocabulary lists. So if you're not reading already, I really highly recommend you do it because it's just this awesome way to improve your foreign language skills. Now that being said, where do you start? Well, I think one of the best ways to start is to use nonfiction material. And probably the best place to start is actually newspapers. So newspapers are pretty easy to find. You can just do a quick Google search and find those. And they cover a wide variety of topics. So politics, economics, social issues, and what have you. Also, the thing about newspapers is that generally they're not, they're written so that most people can understand them. So you're probably going to have a better time understanding some of the vocabulary that's presented to you. It's not going to be written in too much of a complicated, obtruse way. So it's a great place to start. Now, when you're consuming some of those newspaper materials, I think it's good to stick to that same subject if you can. So if you're consuming politics, keep reading political newspaper articles because you'll see the same words pop up again and again. You'll see the same themes, and that'll help improve your kind of reading comprehension and pick up words a lot quicker. If you don't want to read newspapers or you want to move on to something else, stick to other forms of nonfiction, whether that's history. History is a great way. You can stick to the same subjects, which kind of goes back to the idea of learning specialized vocabulary, but it's also generally a little bit easier than some of the other material out there. You can also read articles, whatever, but try to stick to that nonfiction stuff. And then after that, if you want to move on to fiction, just know that it's probably going to be a little bit more complicated than some of the nonfiction material out there. So if you are going to go into that, try picking up some really easy books, easy literature. Maybe it's a Harry Potter or something like that before moving on to kind of more complicated books or even really the classics in the foreign language. So the classics can be a little bit challenging because the vocabulary there's a lot of words there. Some of the words are not used quite often. Sometimes there's structures that were used in the past that aren't today. So be aware of that. If you're getting discouraged by trying to read that, try some nonfiction stuff or a little bit easier material. So these are my quick tips. Let me know what you think. How do you read? And I will see you in the next video. Take care.